Amaze by is AFK, but I think once he returns, maybe we'll have a more clearer perspective. But gentlemen, this is something that I wanted to again talk about. That are stats the only parameters to gauge a player's performance? So let's say I am the support of the team and I do not have enough frags, and my role is to maybe primarily to be focusing on creating flanks or maybe drop smokes and help my assaulter out and do every possible thing. Unfortunately, in BGMI, we do not have those metrics. So how do we work around that? Because I'm curious to know as a commentator, how can I make lives easier for the viewers and glorify a player who's been doing this and all of this has been gone unchecked or unnoticed? How do I do that?
Currently, I guess, I mean, we don't have a parameter. That's what where we are lacking
Is it
on.
possible to somehow make it from the?
Yeah, it's obviously if there is we should create a parameter to judge people to judge the roles. I guess we if one person take an initiative, then I guess it might happen. One big coach or one big analyst or one big team is trying to do that and setting a standard for others. That's how I guess we can work with it.
No, I think here we are on still different pages. I want like, okay, let me put this very simply. Let's say
Yeah.
there is an assaulter. Okay,
Okay.
he's playing really good. That's fine. That's fantastic. He's getting 30, 40 frags, XYZ, yada yada yada. But I'm of the opinion that there are also those how do you call it? Those backmen of the team who are doing all the dirty work. They're going for those revives, they're dropping those smokes and all of that.
Mhm.
And for us commentators, it's like we're not getting the entire picture. We can only commentate on what is shown in front of us. But
Hmm.
having all of that, I think this is where even observers need to get better so that even they make our lives easier and we can tell the story or we can narrate the story that is shown in front of us. So all right, let's put that aside. But this is what I want to talk. How do I glorify a player who has been contributing and who has been an integral part of the team, but his stats do not, speak, or his stats speak otherwise. Like let's say he has only two frags, but he's the reason why that team is winning, or maybe he's the reason why your assaulters are playing really well. How do I glorify that player? Ha-
I guess the team should be more vocal on that. I guess they should be putting them up like they are not getting kills, but they are a key part of our team. The top players, obviously, they are getting views, right? They should glorify the support. That's what we can. That's what I'm
I think
thinking
so
of.
far it's just orangutan where I think Aru has gone in to speak and the players have spoken a lot about Atanki, really, helping them, and
Yeah,
that is something good. But I feel like just there's so many Atankis in different teams who are very
yeah.
selfless and maybe haven't asked for that sort of recognition
So
per
the
se.
star players must push the players. I guess the person who is getting most views.
Okay, but that's what I wanted to know. If there's anybody hearing this conversation, are there any websites? Is anyone keeping any datas or records of what's just learned said, the impacts, how they're creating impacts, or is there any algorithm or formula? Because I am not that sound technically around all these things. But if there is, please feel free to share that so that everybody could collectively learn and grow. But I think apart from that, anybody else wants to add anything to it, to this? I see you have any take, or are you asleep already, or Akhil bhai?
No, I am saying esports Amaze as a listener. Why is he a listener?
Okay, so when it comes to data, right, it's very, very subjective, right? Like the data in BGMI in particular, it doesn't tell the full story. So let me give you an example. So if you compare this to games like MOBA, they have this thing called map control, space control, and also like zoning tactics or whatever. Those data cannot be calculated from an analyst perspective. And even for algorithms, most algorithms, and even I think I've recently seen a few third party made softwares where they track kill feeds and everything from the live stream and immediately comes up with data. Those data are just based off finishers, kills, grenades, and blah 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 yada yada. Nobody has those kind of map controls and stuff like that. And even for I think the BGMI tournaments, I think the ones that Tesseract is using, whenever that the top three moments, there's like a winner chicken dinner percentage. Those percentage are based on who's alive count rather than they're based on their terrain advantage and terrain things. So I won't fully use the data part, whereas different games different game titles have different parts when it comes to how they analyze the data. For BGMI, it's more about formation, execution, map rotations. The analyst needs to excel more on that. What's a good hotspot? What timing needs to be done? Circle one, circle two. In what situations? How these players rotate? How these teams rotate? How your neighbors react? What's a good hotspot when if the zone is like that? They have to have this kind of discussions. So analyst needs to provide those kind of data.
Basically,
So
decision making.
yeah. So how do I help with this decision making? The analyst will provide the data, discuss what they've analyzed and what they think, and then tell them about tell the coach, and then they figure out something. Okay, let's plan about A, B, C, D. And obviously, when you have a plan A, B, C, D, sometimes in game not necessarily goes as expected. Sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes the circle just mess you up. Blah blah yada yada.